I'm Kelsey Zeiser. I'm a senior editor at Light Reading, and we're here at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. And I'm joined by Umang and Ananda with Nagarro. Nice to see you both.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. So wanted to talk to you a little bit about connectivity-enabled solutions in the enterprise space. Why are those becoming more important right now?
I think where we today stand, connectivity-enabled solutions have become essential for enterprises. And this importance has been growing over the past few years. And I can segment this into 5 different parts. When we think about industrial enterprises, connectivity is important whether you are on a shop floor, in a factory, or in a warehouse, or out in the field. So shop floor systems, you want real-time data now on what's happening on the shop floor. So connectivity is super important there. In warehouses, it becomes important because you're running all types of operations from pick and stock, pick and put operations to AGVs, AMRs, which are working in warehouses, which need connectivity to operate. And then when you are in field, your workforce requires connectivity to access variety of enterprise applications that you might have. These applications might be required for data collection, for workflow operations, for various types of inspection operations, maintenance operations. So I think from an enterprise perspective, across the entire value chain, connectivity is probably the oxygen that is empowering that enterprise.
What expertise does Nagarro have in the connectivity-enabled solution space?
I would like to approach this conversation in 2 parts. One is the private wireless network space, which is the communication provider space, as well as the enterprise space where the connected sensors or connected devices exist. So if I look at it like that, then that's the unique space where we will have a private wireless network enabling a completely connected enterprise, especially looking at manufacturing, looking at ports, looking at a lot of logistics chains. Because of that, we have built a whole practice around this in this space where we connect all of this together, the whole idea of seamlessly offering these applications over the private wireless networks. So what we'll have is we are going to talk about, hopefully, a little bit more about AI-enabled applications that are utilizing all of the sensor data that's coming through from the enterprise. And this will all be seamlessly available through the private wireless networks.
Thanks, Ananda. What are some of Nagarro's connectivity-enabled solutions specifically for the enterprise space?
We've been active in the enterprise space and providing many types of connectivity-enabled solutions for past many years. And our solution offerings have evolved over this time. And I will segment this into 4 parts. The first part is around what we call as the smart factory solutions. These help our clients enable their goal of a smarter factory by bringing data from various machines and sensors into cloud or dashboards, where they can see this data, analyze this data, and take some intelligent decisions and interpretations from that data. The second type of solutions that we have are called connected worker solutions. These are helping our clients' workforce stay connected, whether they are trying to do maintenance, whether they are trying to do inspections, whether they are trying to do product demonstrations. So these solutions empower the workforce anytime, anywhere. The third type of solutions I would call as connected product solutions, where we are helping our clients create products which themselves may be connected. So bringing that connectivity intelligence into them so that these products, when our clients are providing to their end customers, our clients can see how these products are performing. Our clients are then able to offer services around these products, whether it's about remote diagnostics, or it could be value-add services which will help our clients maybe order spare parts remotely, and so on and so forth. And then the 4th class of products that I would think about, or solutions that I would think about, is what we call as the smart service solutions. So think about integrated supply chains where you want to have a track and trace of every asset you have or every inventory material you want to move from point A to point B. We live in a world of Amazon, so Amazon exists in our daily life. But in the B2B space also where our clients often work, the same expectations are there. So real-time monitoring, real-time ability to take decisions, and that's where we position the smart services solution. So overall, smart factory, connected products, connected worker, and smart services.
Yeah, asset tracking is certainly very important, especially for those enterprise customers, and being able to have those real-time updates is essential as well.
Yes, absolutely. See, because of two reasons. One, assets is where you have invested your money. So you want to make sure that you are optimally utilizing those assets, getting appropriate ROI on those assets. So you wouldn't know how you're using those assets unless you are tracking them and monitoring how much they are used, where they are used, by whom they are used. The second part of connectivity reasons is also to ensure that the asset maintenance and repair is timely. You don't want your assets, and imagine expensive machines or time critical operations to not be performed because your asset is not available. And hence I would divide this asset into two parts: assets which are mobile and assets which are static. And connectivity has a role to play in each one of them.
What's the difference between the stagnant and the mobile asset tracking?
Absolutely. So see, think of now in two parts. So when you are in a factory operation, you have assets which are your machines, and then you connect these machines and pull data from them. This could be through interfaces that those machines are providing or through sensors that you have put on those machines. And then now you're bringing in data from those assets in real time. Now these machines are static. So you still have a connectivity problem in terms of getting data. Sometimes this data it as a per millisecond data, sometimes it's every second, sometimes every minute. So you need to think about connectivity at what frequency you want to pull data out from these machines. The second asset could be the asset itself is mobile. Think of AGVs in your warehouse, or think of a truck which is taking your material from one location to another. So, or the material in that truck, you might have pallets which are there which you want to track. Now this is becoming even more interesting because you want to not only track the asset, but the asset itself is moving. So the connectivity has probably an even more important role because, okay, maybe you have connectivity in your factory or in your office, but what about when you are on the road? What about when you are near your customer? How does that connectivity hold up has also a very important role in our clients' ability to meet their commitments to their clients.
Thanks, Umang. Ananda, what are some of the values of private 5G networks for the enterprise?
I think this is a newly emerging space. Now, people have been started to work on this for the last few years. However, it has still not got traction. And one of the reasons why it did not have traction is because the fundamental value could not be created, or rather could be justified for the enterprise to adopt this in a large-scale fashion. But as we see progress of devices becoming enabled with eSIMs for private wireless networks, now suddenly there is a very larger interest from the enterprises in this space. And the great part is, you heard Umang talk a lot about connected products, connected supply chain, track and trace opportunities, mobile devices or mobile even vehicles which can be tracked over large distances. So if you think like that, that's where private wireless networks have a play. And I was mentioning before a little bit about large areas of coverage, like a port where you want it to be under the same wireless network or private wireless network, so or the same domain to track in that area. The products itself themselves have large impact in case there's an issue about losing them, losing track of them, delay in transport, all of that, right? That's an example. There's also the area of maintenance that becomes very important. Again, having private wireless networks helps you track all of that much better and then respond to things much faster. And I believe that's one of the biggest value generators that's going to come from having private wireless networks.
Are there some additional benefits in terms of more cost efficiencies, security, perhaps maybe less equipment that you have to deploy with private 5G networks?
Absolutely. So the use case here is, for example, even in a manufacturing plant, as everything becomes sensor driven, so there's a very large number of sensors in a very small concentrated area. To keep track of that, you would need to put up very large number of Wi-Fi access points. So a single antenna could replace like maybe 100 of these wireless access points. That's the opportunity space. And so that's the interesting part of all this, where there's going to be substantial cost efficiencies, as well as management overhead will be reduced drastically in this process.
And I imagine there's also a network performance component there as well, and it's likely a lot more reliable than Wi-Fi. Is that right?
That's correct. So one of the other things you had asked is about security. And by default, the 5G networks will be designed to be secure, first of all. Second of all, you can offer network slicing in a certain way that allows you to provide high quality of service in a secure fashion, which is really interesting opportunities for the enterprises to utilize here.
Yeah. Well, Ananda, Umang, thank you so much for speaking with me today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.